Namaste everyone and welcome to K7 Astrology. We will continue with our dream interpretation and Vedic astrology videos. In today's video, I'm going to give you a few more tools on analyzing a dream. And in today's video, our focus is going to be on identifying the time duration which a dream will take to turn itself into reality. Or like, let's suppose you had a dream, it was interpreted and it was told that it was a real dream. So how long will it take for that dream to come true? So today that is what we're going to discuss on. So assuming that you had a dream and the dream after the interpretation was told to you by an astrologer or by a learned person, like there are other ways also of dream interpretation, and it was told to you like, okay, so this particular dream that you had was a real dream. So now the second question is, when will it come true? So the ancient texts have mentioned this. So whatever I'm telling you, it's coming from the ancient texts, the ancient Vedic texts. So what these people did, our ancients, what they did was they divided our sleep into four different parts, four equal parts or four quarters, and they gave us the possibility of a dream coming true based on the dream falling under a certain quarter. So I will share that details with you now. So let's suppose first let's decide for a person that, like, let's suppose that a person has a sleep of 8 hours every night, and they go to bed at around 8 p.m. and they wake up at 4 a.m. So if you will divide this night for them into four equal quarters, it will become the first quarter of 2 hours between 8 to 10, then 10 to 12, then 12 to 2, and then 2 to 4. Okay, so these are the four quarters in which we will divide their sleep. Now, what the text says is that if a person dreams and the dream was real, and if the dream that the person had falls under the first quarter, that is between 8 and 10 p.m., then that dream has a potential to come true within a time span of almost 1 year. So it is closer towards 1 year. So maybe, it can be in the 13th month as well, but it would be closer to between 11, 12 or 13th month, something like that. But the time period is 1 year. If the dream that a person had, which was again real, falls under the second quarter, then the dream has a potential to come true within 8 months, a time period of 8 months. Now you will wonder, like, what will I do with a dream which is going to turn itself into reality after 1 year? Why was I getting it now? Well, what's the significance of it? So we can actually categorize these dreams as long-term dreams. These are long-term dreams which are telling us about a transformation in our life on long-term basis. So like, for example, if in earlier time, like if there was a king and the king was dreaming, or the king had a dream about an attack on him, and the dream was in the first quarter, so this means like that the king has almost 1 year for preparation. And if in the dream the analysis which was made by the astrologer, they found out that the dream was not so auspicious, or the dream was such that the king is probably going to lose the war, so what does he do? So he's quite sure that he's going to lose the war, but he's a king, he will fight for it. But the other thing that he can do is, like, he can parallelly build up a parallel empire or a parallel kingdom, or his escape route, or something else apart from preparing for the war. So this is why when you get a dream in this category, in this first quarter, it is for us to plan for something which is long term. Even which falls in the second category is also again long term, like almost 8 months. So even in ancient times, when really powerful soul was about to come into this world, even parents used to have this kind of dream, so that okay, about after like 8 months before that, they had a dream that they're going to have a son who's going to be like so strong and is going to be like this. So it will take about this much amount of time for that dream to also come true. Then the third quarter is of like between 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. If you see a dream in this time period, and if the dream is real, then it has the potential to come true within a time period of 3 months. So it will take about 3 months. So this is also long term, but not so long. Okay. So this is a dream. You can, so when we are dreaming, we also have to try to, apart from the astrologer trying to make sense for your dream, you should also try to make sense for your dream, that if you dreamed about something which falls under this category of 3 months, that means this is something which you are doing right now and is going to have an impact in coming time, in the coming next 3 months. So maybe you're doing some action which is not right. Maybe it's time to completely, change or explore more. So that's the third quarter. If you dream something in the fourth quarter, that is between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., this dream is really highly effective and it moves really quick, because this dream has a potential to come true within a time span of just 15 days. So within 15 days, the dream can come true. So if you had a dream, you see, this kind of dreaming is usually very much related with what's happening in our life, at day-to-day basis. What are we doing on day-to-day basis? It has a very strong connection with that. So if you see a dream in the first quarter, that is between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., it means that this dream can come true within next 15 days. So depending on the kind of dream you saw, depending on the kind of profession you are, depending on the kind of environment in which you are, we can analyze what is the kind of result the dream is going to show. Reason being, one dream can have many meaning. Like yesterday when we were talking about dreaming of animals, so dreaming of animal can have many meanings. It will mean different for everyone. What it will mean for you is known only through the analysis of your horoscope, and then the analysis of the horoscope of your dream, and then bringing them together and trying to make sense out of that. Okay, so so then there is another important addition to this quarter that I would like to make, which is that it comes under the fourth quarter, that is between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. If you had a dream, the dream also started off quite early, and you wake up to that dream. So like for example, you had a dream between 3:30 a.m. and 4 a.m. or you had a dream between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. So you started dreaming when you were almost about to get up, like after an hour you will be awake, and you had a dream starting from then, and you woke up to that dream. That dream has a potential of coming true almost in a day. Almost that day the dream can come true, or within like 2-3 days or a week's time, depending the dream was real. If the dream was real, it can come true. There are always there are some more information that the ancient text gives us, which is about the certain simple rules to figure out if the dream is going to get real or not. First thing is that if you had a dream, nightmare or a good dream, auspicious, inauspicious, doesn't matter, whatever kind of dream you had. So let's suppose you had an auspicious dream. Let's suppose you were sleeping and you were dreaming. In your dream, you saw, it was a very beautiful dream. You were on a horse, you're riding, and you were being like honored by the king, or you were made the king or something like that. It was a very beautiful dream. And you had this dream, and even in your dream, you were smiling and you were happy, and suddenly you woke up from your dream. You woke up from your dream and you were feeling really good. And You awake for some time, you looked here and there, and you probably had some water, and then you decide to go back to sleep. So when you do something like this, no matter what the dream was, how beautiful or how ugly it was, it is not going to come true, because it is the thread of the dream has been broken by you. So from the whatever communication was happening with you at a subconscious level, it's gone, it has been broken. Okay, and whatever extraordinary strength that you were about to get through that, or wisdom that you were about to get through that dream, is lost. It just becomes a dream, as of dreaming of something which we just desire in our which our mind desires. So that's one thing, that how you can actually discard a dream from being real. The second one is also, like, if you had a dream and it was an auspicious dream. This is especially for an auspicious dream, that you had an auspicious dream and you wake up, and some people sometimes do this, at least in India it used to happen, that a person will wake up, if it's a nightmare or a good dream or whatever, it will wake up, and they will wake up their partner or their parents or someone and tell them that I had a dream like this, what do I do? In that situation also, the dream gets cancelled. Like, you can consider it to be as like just a dream which is not actually functioning at a subconscious level, or it has a potential to come true. So the two things that we can learn from this is, like, first is, like, if you're having a good dream, at least for a good dream, if you're having a good dream, don't wake up. Wake up, but don't go to sleep. Wake up to a good dream. That is very nice. But after you're awake, don't go back to sleep. If you go back to sleep, you're canceling it. You should go back to sleep if you had a nightmare, if you had a really bad dream. So wake up and go back to sleep. Then it's just a nightmare, it's gone. It is not going to turn itself into reality. But if you had a nightmare and you wake up to it and you remain awake after that, then that nightmare has the potential to come true. So this is just a bit of smart work that we can do, like that we don't go back to sleep in case of turning the dream into reality, and we go back to sleep in case we don't want the dream to come true. There's another important observation that I would like to share with you, because this has come up in my consultation, that I've given consultation to a few people who have this habit, or who said that this has happened with them a couple of times, that they were dreaming of something, and the dream was really nice, and the dream was really good, or dream was really bad. While they were dreaming, they came into their conscious mind, and they got up and they grabbed the pen and paper and they started writing their dream. Okay, so this has both good and bad. Good, because if you're able to write down, you will remember. The bad is, like, sometimes these people, they wake up, they write it down, and then they go back to sleep. So this, again, going back to sleep is not a good idea. So if you wake up, first thing you do is, like, you make a note of the time when you wake up. So if you're writing a journal, it's very good that you're doing it, but make sure that you write at least the time when you start writing about that dream. And if possible, the time when you went to bed, the time when you think you slept. Like, for example, you were in bed at around 8 p.m., but for at least an hour you were not sleeping, you were awake, you were just moving around, you were not awake, you were not asleep. So if you can, then you can mention, like, okay, at around 9 I slept. And also, when you're making a note of this happenings in your dream, if possible, because you will forget this also, so that's why make a note of how you were feeling, what important activity or anything worth mentioning happened before you went to sleep. You can even mention the kind of food you had, you can even mention the kind of people you met, you can even mention anything that you saw or anything. This will help the astrologer interpret your dream even better. And also, when you wake up, how you were feeling at that time, maybe you can make a note of that as well. So when you do this kind of making notes for yourself, this actually helps in analyzing your dream to a great extent, because like I said, whatever you see in your dream can mean so many things. And so to reach to that accuracy, we can, give as much as information as possible to the astrologer. So with this, I would like to summarize and sum up what we discussed today. We discussed that, okay, that imagine assuming that a dream is true, after making a horoscope for the dream and analyzing it, if the astrologer finds out that the dream was true. The second thing that the astrologer would like to share with you, or you would like to know from the astrologer, is that when is that dream going to get come into reality. So for that, we divided our sleep into 4 quarters, and we found out that if a dream falls under the first quarter, then the dream has a potential to come true within a time span of 1 year. If the dream falls under the second quarter, it has a potential to come true within a time span of around 8 months. If it's in the third quarter, then it is 3 months, and if it's in the fourth quarter, then it's 15 days. And if you wake up to a dream which you started dreaming quite early, all right, so that is between the last hour of your sleep, then the dream has the potential to come true on the same day or maybe in 2 or 3 days. So this is what we learned today. And also what we learned today was that if you're dreaming, if you wake up from your dream, and if you go back to sleep, then the dream gets cancelled. If you're dreaming an auspicious dream, you wake up to it, don't go to sleep. If you're having a nightmare, you wake up, go back to sleep, so that you cancel it, you cut the thread. Okay. And also, if you're making journals of your dreams, what you see, please do mention the time, also the place, also anything which is worth mentioning, the direction in which you were sleeping, the anything noteworthy in your room, anything like which was not there before, or if you're in a new house or a new location, anything that you felt after waking up and also before going to bed. So if you have this information, it becomes really, really helpful in analyzing your dream to a great extent in a very proper manner. Okay. So with this, I would really thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, I'd appreciate if you subscribe to it and like it. If you, I'm also thinking, or in fact inviting you, if there is someone who has who has had a dream and they made like they were able to make note of the time when they had the dream, then I would welcome you to, under the comments, maybe put that information over there, and I will try to analyze your dream. Yeah. So and then we'll make a video on that. So with that, again, thank you very much for watching, and have a good day, and namaste.